EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Golf Channel on NBC and EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Now down to the par 4 first hole, and Frank a chance to get out of the gates with a pretty good score on the card.
Certainly is, Rich. Fairly generous fairway. I think a lot of right-handers prefer a little dogleg left to start the day. That's exactly what you have in front of you.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But the beauty of golf, we can go out in the golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
This is a good-looking shot. Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Birdie try again here today. Oh, a huge birdie right there, Frank.
Just one back now.
Frank, it's always nice to begin a round with a little variety. We had a relatively short par 4 opening hole and now a par 3 to back it up.
You can see why short iron play is going to be paramount today, Rich. Short iron into the first hole and a chance here to hit another short iron into a short par 3. So you can get off to a very fast start.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Just 5 feet left. Oh, I thought he had that. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
No damage done. Made the par. Frank, plenty of scoring opportunities in the early portion of this golf course. We're now at a par 5, the third hole, and it's only 528 yards.
You can see why we're going to see a lot of people perhaps being 3 under through the first 3 holes, Rich. This par 5 bending to the right, very reachable. You just keep that tee shot nice and high off the tee, let it carry as far as possible.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Going to try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
Sneaks that in. We're now tied.
Back over now to the fourth. Couple of birdies already here in this final round as we check in on our featured golfer. Off to a hot start, Frank.
Those red numbers are certainly going to bring a smile to the face, and they haven't happened by accident either. A lot of good golf. Excellent position to go forward from now.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That was a solid strike and a good result. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Hard-fought par right there. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, fifth hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That'll leave him with a good birdie opportunity, only about 10 feet away. That's a good shot. Shouldn't be a problem here.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance.
Nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Well, you have to be thinking about birdie here on this approach shot at the sixth, Frank.
A good aggressive tee shot, pretty close to the narrow neck of that green. Awkward whether you try and hit a little pitch and run or try and hit a lofted wedge and sort of pitch that ball a little closer to the hole.
Not too bad, about 25 feet away. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So just a formality.
Rich, with so few holes left, bogeys are just that much more expensive.
That will really hurt his chances of catching the leader. Well, Frank, this is the longest hole on the golf course, 602 yards, obviously a par 5, though guys like Rory have to be thinking about making an easy 4, getting home in 2.
Yeah, you referenced it. Longest hole on the golf course. Yeah, Rory McIlroy still reached it in 2. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
This has been just a pure display of ball striking all day long. Has not missed a single green, every one in regulation. Jeez, that one just blew past the hole. It's actually on the fringe right now. Gonna move on with a par in his pocket. That is a solid par putt. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
It's a pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. That is some good work right there. Birdie, one shot closer to the lead. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s, and 3 par 4s. This one, not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one, you have to be a little bit careful, though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Respectable shot right there. 20 feet or so from the hole. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Nudge this one home. Finish it up. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game. Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? Now to the 11th hole. It's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot. The carry on the two little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but that's the desired entry into this green. I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Frank, here at the 11th hole, second shot, another chance to make a birdie.
It certainly is. The only thing you're guarding against here with that second shot into 11 is just going long. Pretty generous green once again, because it slopes back into the player's face. The ball's not going to kick forward.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He has a birdie opportunity here. Drops for a birdie. Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Dialed in now for this second shot here to the 12th hole, Frank.
A chance for another birdie, Rich. Just be a little aware of this green. Nice little rolls and contours and different levels. So just be aware of exactly where that flag is cut today. And just try and keep it on that section.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Well, this is a good hole right here. Par 3, 225-yard 13th. Frank, what do you think?
Well, it's called sulfur. I can't remember what element that is on a periodic table, but hardest thing here is not to figure that out, but figure out what club you're going to use. Just a fraction downhill, just over 200 yards. It does narrow up when they start to tick the flag in the back, but there's a nice fat target there, sort of those first two-thirds of the green. Well, that was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Frank, that is absolutely demoralizing. A big number, a double bogey at this stage of the tournament. On to the 14th hole now. It's a par 4, 442 yards. And what's the right way to attack here, Frank?
Two choices. Try and squeeze it down the right side, just short of those big bunkers on that right. Either that or carry the bunker complex on the left. A little awkward. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. There you have it. Well done. Great putt. Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that. Second shot.
Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Enjoying that trio at the top.
Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunkie should easily be able to carry that, and, well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
Frank, looking at this approach now to the 16th, what does the player need to be aware of?
You've got to make sure you fly the ball every inch of the way here, Rich. The ball won't kick forward because of that false front. So making sure you at least club up, not club down.
And so the approach shot finishes up some 25 feet from the hole.
Yeah, not his best, but certainly not his worst.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one, short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. These putts keep the round together.
so close.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Good effort and good par putt. Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, this is a pretty important shot. Second here to the par 5 18th.
That's a great tee shot now. The opportunity in front is it's delightful, really. A good second shot here. Chance for eagle.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday.
Can he do it again today?
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in because it never made it.
Lining this one up for par.
Now, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.